Good morning. My name is Sidharth Swami, and I'm working as a regional technical sales consultant for hybrid cloud infrastructure at GBM Dubai. I'm a five-time V expert and holds handful of certifications on VMware and cloud providers. I'm associated with VMware Pune from the very first day when I, along with my dear friend Biswajit Mukherjee, started this community in 2018. My topic for today's session is Accelerate Enterprise Cloud Transformation using VMware Hybrid Cloud Approach. In this session, I'll be diving down to some of the burning needs of our customers and how can we address these problems with VMware Hybrid Cloud solutions. So without a further delay, let's jump into it. This is the reality of today's world, where customers have multiple platforms, on-prem, public cloud, edge locations, and each application is best suited to run at a specific platform. These applications are further spread across the geography and being accessed by the users who are spread across the globe. This is becoming more and more real for majority of our customers, and it is a complex matrix for customers to address. Each application is required to have certain specifications, which this situation even makes even more complex. According to a survey, majority of the customers who are landing into the multi-cloud space is not because of their choice, but it's the situation they have landed into, and it is very important to have a strong strategy in place to address these problems. If you look at some of the top trend in various business sectors, it is very much evident that each of these business vertical is growing with an exponential rate. They are making huge investments to achieve business agility and to adopt modern trends. For example, in finance sector, we often hear our customer talking about how they want to modernize their core banking to cloud native apps, enhance their digital payment modes, and explore concepts around blockchain and crypto. None of this was the case a few years ago. After the pandemic, almost all the business segments have experienced huge losses and they want to be well prepared to handle such situations in the future. Each one of the business segment listed here and even more have already invested into the top initiatives or they're evaluating solutions to address these business initiatives. I've been speaking to many customers across financial, retail, healthcare, or education segment, and all have the common concern how to be one step ahead of their competitors by adopting right technologies. Clearly, hybrid cloud is the solution to address these problems, but this is more of a journey than a solution to implement. This slide gives a clear understanding on why we need hybrid cloud strategy in the first place. This is a typical example of a customer who has multiple cloud footprints along with the on-premises data center, which is hosting some of the legacy applications. Since each cloud comes with its own set of requirements and to specific, so it becomes even challenging to have a consistent layer across these clouds to create a unified operating layer. Further to that, every cloud platform has their own tools to perform day 0, day 1, or day 2 operations. Hence, customers will eventually have to develop multiple skill set of resources within their environment. Because one cloud platform does not talk to another one, so it increases the overall complexity and the cost to the customer. It is very important to have a solution which can not only address these challenges but also gives the customer a flexibility and choice of platform to run their workloads. Now, one thing is clear that no one cloud is going to solve all customer problems, and customers will eventually have to have hybrid cloud approach. However, setting up hybrid cloud strategy for our organization customers have to address a few key things in order to deliver the desired results. If the hybrid cloud strategy is not set correctly, there can be some complications, some challenges which are difficult to address. For example, operational inconsistencies, if they are not taken care of, right, because every cloud have a different way of doing the same task, customers will run into some challenges. They also need to train their resources to learn different skill set because every cloud has a different set of tool to operate. Security is another aspect which has been addressed in each cloud separately in a very different way. With each cloud, customers must align with the enterprise SLA agreement which they have embedded to their end users. And there are different machine formats for each of the cloud. These challenges overall decreases the agility. According to a survey, it may take around 7.5 years time to refactor and migrate 100 applications to cloud. And this is a very long time for a business to get impacted. This problem increases the overall risk, and needless to say, more number of cloud brings to the higher operating cost. Now the obvious question is, do we have a solution to this? And the answer is yes. It is very much possible with VMware hybrid cloud approach. I'm sure we all are familiar with VMware solutions of compute, storage, and networking virtualization, such as vSphere, vSAN, and NSX respectively. These solutions, along with the cloud management suite, also known as VMware ARIA, which has been the new brand name and been announced in our recent VMware Explore event, it forms a VMware Cloud Foundation suite. This solution is built upon intrinsic security and provides consistent infrastructure and operational capabilities to on-premise workload and is also extended to all the hyperscaler, whether it is Amazon AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google GCP, or Oracle Cloud. This extensibility creates a true hybrid cloud experience where customer is not locked into a particular cloud vendor and have the flexibility to choose the cloud provider of their choice. Now in VMware terms, it's called Switzerland of multi-cloud, where customers' on-premises infrastructure can be extended to various hyperscalers. VMware has a tight strategic partnership with various cloud providers, and they have offering with each one of them. For example, the hybrid cloud solution offered by VMware with partnership of AWS is called VMware on AWS or VMC on AWS. By the way, VMC on AWS is still the only hybrid cloud solution which is jointly developed by VMware and AWS team, and it is the first preference for their customer. With Microsoft, it is called Azure VMware Solution or AVS. In Oracle Cloud, it is called Oracle Cloud VMware Solution or OCVS. And with Google, it is called as Google Cloud VMware Engine or GCVE in short. There are other hyperscalers as well, like IBM, Ali Cloud, and others, but the one I mentioned earlier are more popular among customers. Sometimes it is also referred to as VMware Cloud on any cloud as well. Now let's double click on the first offering, which is VMC on AWS. From the previous slide, we understood that VMware hybrid cloud solution is primarily an extension of the on-premises infrastructure to the cloud. But let's take a deeper look as how it is done. Here in this diagram, we can see that the left-hand side, which is in blue block, is customers' on-premises infrastructure. which is running VMware Cloud Foundation Suite with vSphere, vSAN, and NSX. And on the right hand side in orange, it's AWS Global Data Center. As you can see, there are dedicated bare metal compute resources running inside AWS data center with the same VMware proprietary softwares, which is vSphere, vSAN, and NSX, vRealize Suite, and Tanzu running on top of it. Since this is the same set of software running inside AWS data center, hence integrating it with the on-premises vCenter is fairly simple. For a vSphere administrator, this looks like an additional vCenter server visible in their console and supports all the good features which all vSphere admins are familiar with. Since this is an infrastructure sitting inside AWS data center, so customer also gets direct access to all the native features offered by AWS, such as S3, Lambda, Elastic Load Balancer, Redshift, and all these features which are very popular by these cloud vendors, and these require some of the applications to run as well. It also offers a fully managed Kubernetes services without any additional prices. And since these instances are running on VMs in AWS can directly access the native AWS services, customer also get a benefit while ingress charges. Now, these are some of the uh, features or which are offered by VMware Cloud on AWS. VMware Cloud on AWS has some significant benefits over the other hybrid cloud solution. Customer can seamlessly migrate their workload to cloud without any hassle. It is available as a service offering by VMware, so they don't really need to set up the DC by their own. Since it is a VMware stack running inside AWS data center, hence there is no change required to their VM or to the workload. Most importantly, going to cloud has always been a one-way journey. With this solution, at any given point in time, customer can bring back their workload back to the on-premises data center without any hassle. And this platform has built-in capabilities to run modern application, which comes under VMware Tanzu portfolio. Compared to other hybrid cloud offerings, VMs in AWS has some key advantages which are important for customers to understand. This is offered as a managed service by VMware. So, any issues with respect to on-premises or VMC on AWS environment, customers can directly reach out to VMware support team and they will take care of the issues end to end. VMware support team will also take care of all the upgrades and updates which will happen in the background. So customers will not have to invest time on their day-to operations. Since this is a jointly engineered solution by VMware and AWS, so any new feature will always come first with this solution, and customers will get first-hand exposure of the latest and greatest features. Now moving on to the next solution, which is Azure VMware Solution or AVS. This is how Azure VMware Solution looks like. Like the previous offering, it also has a similar architecture where VMware VCF Suite or VMware Cloud Foundation Suite is deployed on bare metal servers inside Azure Data Center. And it provides consistent infrastructure experience to customers and gives them access to the native services offered by Azure Cloud. However, there are some key differentiators. It is a service offered by Microsoft to the and the environment is managed by the customer themselves. For example, Unlike the previous solution, all the updates and upgrades of the software stack is owned by the customer and they are responsible to manage it. However, customer gets best of both the worlds from VMware as well as from Azure. They don't have to do any refactoring. The entire workload run as is from VMware as well as from Azure perspective. And they don't have to learn any new skills to manage this infrastructure since this is primarily the same environment. And it also helps customer to reduce their TCO running the infrastructure on premises or in a native cloud solution. These are some of the benefits which are offered by AVS as a solution. Now, in this particular solution, which is Azure VMware solution, customer gets extended support for end of the support Windows operating system and SQL database. Microsoft also allows AVS customers to bring their existing on-premises Windows and SQL licenses to run inside it. Microsoft also supports O365 in Horizon VDI environment if customer is using Azure VMware solution. Along with this, Microsoft offers unified consumption and billing model for customers using AVS. It supports Azure Resource Manager for automation templates as well. For application developers, the integration between Microsoft Azure environment and VMware SDDC accelerate delivery of modern application, resulting into some key benefits. Number one, develop and deploy applications across VMware and Azure environments through Azure Cloud APIs. Developers can modernize components of existing vSphere application with Azure market leading services such as IoT. Second, the integration of the VMware SDDC and vCenter into the Azure portal gives developers a single pane of glass to manage all of their Azure services, including AVS. And lastly, it integrates identity management across VMware and Azure environment, which minimizes access control issues when leveraging Azure services from the AVS SDDC stack. Now let's take another look at this slide, but this time from the lens of Oracle VMware solution. We'll see that the solution is very similar to the previously discussed offering, and architecture is more or less the same, but there are some key differences. Let's start with the global infrastructure this time, colored in Oracle red. Next, let's layer on Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, or OCI for short, native services. We'll color it, and the other native services in Oracle bark color to make it easier to identify. Let's bring back the on-premises connection. As you would expect, there are database services, and as we'll shortly see, quite a number of them. Then there are native storage services, file and object accessible over the OCI network layers, and block which can present to compute instances which we will be deploying. We can deploy native virtual machine in various flavors and enable auto scaling on them. Beyond infrastructure as a service, we can see functions as container as a service, of course, as well as a number of management services like logging and monitoring. Over on the top right, we see bare metal compute, which is really where our story gets interesting. And since August 2020, when it went GA, variant of the bare metal with the VMware Cloud Foundation SDDC stack installed on it. Now, just like Microsoft Azure VMware solution, in this particular offering is also customer managed, wherein customer gets the root access of the ESXi host and the components associated with that. They also get the access of the entire landscape, and they are the one who will be managing the updates and upgrades of the environment. Customer gets the first hand to own the complete stack, and at any given point in time, if they have any issues with respect to the environment, they can reach out to VMware or Oracle team. The solution is offered by Oracle as a first class citizen, right? And the presence is available in majority of the uh, availability centers of Oracle. Since this is offered by Oracle, hence the density of these ESXi hosts which are offered in OCVS is fairly uh, large compared to other hyperscalers. And they also support some of the crucial database solutions inherently as well. Let's look at some of the use cases offered by OCVS solution. This solution can be used as a disaster recovery solution for a newly setting up a DR site. It can also be used to replace an existing DR location or to complement an existing DR solution which a customer already owns. The solution can also be used as a data center extension in case if there is a requirement to upload uh, on-demand capacity or to host virtual desktops or VDIs or for any test or dev environment. It can also be used for all the cloud migrations for application specific workloads. It can also be used as during the infrastructure refresh or to extend the data center or to migrate the complete evacuation of an on-premises data center. And since it supports the uh, cloud native services by default, hence this can be used to host all next-gen applications. As we can see, the entire platform runs on VMware Cloud Foundation, whether on VMC in AWS, AVS, or GCVE, or any other solution. The list goes beyond that. Customers have the privilege to, to consume these services either through this service provider, where we call it VMware Cloud on any cloud, or it can also be extended to all the VMware Cloud Verified Partners, or VCPP in short, and also to the edge location. So the whole context is that this is the same platform which can manage the infrastructure whether it is running on premises or at any partner cloud platform. You might be thinking, how do we move the existing business applications from current infrastructure into the cloud foundation? It is included with VM. It is done by a component called HCX, which is included as part of the VCF enterprise solution. It's a very powerful migration tool that enables you to quickly modernize your private data center. Big business applications networks are abstracted and extended into Cloud Foundation, allowing you to migrate your applications into the VMware Cloud platform without any downtime. The same HCX tool can be leveraged to migrate the workload from on-prem to any of these hyperscaler solutions, which were discussed during today's presentation. This is what we call as a true hybrid cloud solution offering, and it gives a complete freedom from any particular cloud vendor lock-in to our customers. With this, I end this presentation. I hope I was able to provide some insights into various VMware hybrid cloud solutions. Feel free to reach out to me for any question or concern on my Twitter handle. Thank you so much for showing interest in today's session.